Rise up. Rise up. Cameron, take the date down. Take the date down right now. This is week 4. Week 4 was last week. Week 5 is this week. Rise up. Rise up. Fuck the Falcons, bro. I don't even know. We got that flag because we went to Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and then I got the flag there. Cameron, if you want to just edit the property, whole 3D tap it, edit it, change the date. We'll stay on this for a second
totally
here.
do that.
Week 5 of the NFL. It was one where I'll start off with this. It was very fitting that Drake came out with his dog album, right? I don't even know what the name of the album is. Something about dogs. My favorite song has dogs barking in it. I'm a fan. I don't even know what the name of the song is, but it's a dog album. I liked the UnderDawgz this week. Good fix there. I like the UnderDawgz. And out of all the weeks that I've been betting, I mean, obviously, we're below 50% on this show. If you're expecting above 50%, then check out my Wager Wars, where currently I am above 50% right now. I'm hovering around 60%. Hovering around 60% for my sports betting on that show. 3 best bets, me versus Rob every week. I was 3-0 last week. This week, 2-1. 5-1 in the last 6.
Still good.
That is fucking on fire in my book, okay? That is just literally scorched earth. Don't know how I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Cameron, how have you been sports betting?
Hello. Awful. Except for tonight. Tonight is the first parlay I've won. First anything I've won really in a long time. In a while.
Whew, you and me both.
It's nice to see a win.
Fill them in. What was the bet? Because I've put in the same exact bet plus one thing that I have to check out.
I had the Niners
right now.
-3, 3.5, and then the over 45, I think it was. It hit. The Niners got it by themselves. They took care of it.
Okay.
Ooh. We got a victory.
I did that same exact parlay plus preseason NBA basketball. Don't ask me why. I am chasing. That is, ladies and gentlemen, what you call a textbook Sunday night chase. Lose throughout the day. Sunday night, time to change my perception. All right. Let's see. I don't even know what I put in. For it. Because it was Clippers versus Jazz. I legitimately don't know what side of it I had. We're about to find out live on air. I fucking hit it, baby. I picked the Jazz. You know why I picked the Jazz? For the sole fact, I saw the Clippers doing a shitty 3-man weave. They were like when NBA teams come back in, and they did the 3-man weave, and Kawhi Leonard's like fucking off the Bahama Mamas, and nobody wants to be there. They're in Hawaii right now, but the Jazz want to be there because, preseason means something.
They're in Hawaii?
Anyways, I'm up.
Woo.
Motherfucker's up right now.
Nice.
I like that.
Nice.
Moving on, though, to week 5 of the NFL, Cameron. Like I said, there was lots of dogs that I liked. However, did all of the dogs that I chose hit? No. All the ones that I was like, no, the Ravens will beat the Steelers, didn't hit. Rob got fucked on that by Wager Wars. See, when you watch Wager Wars, listen to my picks, you can skip right through Rob's. You could skip right through him. I am currently beating him, so... I'm saving you time. It's a short video as it is, but, today, Goldfish Brains. You just want to retain my information. He picked the Ravens. That was one that I was like, damn. You know what it is, Cameron? And we'll start with this game. We're going to go back to Thursday night after I discuss this game because this game is something that I need to get way better at, Cameron. And this is when there is a stat in play. As far as betting goes, there was a huge stat as far as the underdogs in this matchup between the Ravens and the Steelers are like 22, 5-2 or whatever. It was like definitely over 70% of the time the underdog was winning in this spot. The thing that I needed to do, was fucking follow the clues. Follow the tracks. If you have a stat that's broaching 70%, you're not going to be the person that breaks the mold. Facts. Okay? There was one team that broke the mold today. That was the Saints. Okay? They broke this mold, and we'll touch into that game a little bit later. But I should have went with the Steelers. This was something that Kiki has taught me, textbook spot in which you need to just pick the side that the streak is going towards. Don't fight against it. You're not better than the streak. How do you feel about that, Cameron?
I mean, I kind of agree. That makes sense. What's their overall streak? What's the record?
It wasn't necessarily a streak. It was just a record of like 22-5-2 that the underdog wins in that spot.
It's hard to go against it.
I fucking went against it. I was like,
I did too. I took the Ravens -5, and that was one of my picks that I felt it was kind of for sure. I was like, oh, Ravens -5 against the Steelers, easy.
So Ravens in the last fucking 5 minutes, everything kind of crumbled. Okay, Ravens had 3 turnovers, 2 in the last 5 minutes of the game, and they allowed a block punt for a safety. The Steelers lead the overall series against the Ravens now 34-25, and in postseason the Steelers are also up 3-1. This is just the teams got their number, and Patrick Queen, a linebacker who I am in love with for the fucking Ravens. He fits that mold of tough Ravens linebacker. You think Ray Lewis, you think Terrell Suggs. You will be soon thinking Patrick Queen or Roquan Smith or them both. The both of them. All right. He said, I'm not a Raven until I beat the Steelers. And he's been playing with them for like a year. Well, yeah, I think a year now. A little over a year. Had never beat the Steelers. He's like, I'm not a Raven until I beat the Steelers. Still not a Raven.
Dang.
Tough spot. Lamar Jackson, sometimes it shocks me that he won the MVP award like fucking 3 years ago now. We're 3 years removed from Lamar like setting the world on fire. Sometimes just like in clutch moments, I'm like, God damn it. Jalen Hurts is so much better than you right now. Like, and I don't want to have to say that, but it's the truth. But
he needs to go to the Super Bowl.
That is true.
And lose.
Well, you know, Lions. Nobody wants to go to Super Bowl and lose.
Well, for your bet.
Well, okay. For my bet, yes, you are correct. I do have the Lions defeating the Ravens in an exact 19,001. I put in a fucking future on the Rangers. Okay, there was at 60-1, and they're 10 motherfucking wins away from a World Series. Let's change to this camera right now. I want to kind of shift perspective as we head to the top of NFL Week 5, and it started on Thursday, in a game in which everybody thought, okay, the Bears, this entire organization is crumbling. How can they pull it together? And they did. And they fucking whooped that Commanders' ass. The final in that game was Bears 40, Commanders 20. Now, there was Cameron, you and I were at Applebee's, all right? We were at Applebee's as this game was happening on a Thursday night. Why Applebee's? I don't know. I was feeling Applebee's.
Dollar Margs.
Didn't even know.
I didn't know. We went probably at the perfect time. Now I'm seeing everything about dollar margaritas at Applebee's. So
yeah, we were like on the early train. I said it was a long day. It was a long day. I said, "Is this strong enough?"
And they're practically giving them out because George had ordered a regular margarita, like the People's Margarita, and he was like, "Or do you want the dollar margarita?
Do you want?
Are you sure you don't? We have dollar margaritas. You want one?"
I was like, "Well, fuck. Yeah, I don't know." Yeah,
kind of making it hard to say no. I'd rather pay $1 than whatever.
Just want it to be strong. Just make it strong. Whatever. Okay, dollar, not dollar. If I have to pay $2 to make it strong, I'll do that. We were at Applebee's. I get a trade request from Big Body Cisco. He originally wanted to trade for Justin Fields. Now, this is why you draft a guy like Justin Fields on your team. I have CJ Stroud and Justin Fields in the Gridiron Junkies Fantasy Football League. If you haven't watched that live stream, check out that live stream. We fucking murdered the fantasy football draft party. The thing that I do is I like getting a little bit of bait, okay? Some cheese to put on the traps for people just like Big Body Cisco who think that Justin Fields, after popping off for a 2-game stretch, I was just hoping he had like one good game, maybe a couple of bad games, and another good game. But it's just like enough of a resume for me to be like, hey, Justin Fields has got this potential. Trade me your best player or trade me a really good player. So since I have CJ Stroud, I'm not worried about losing Justin Fields. As a matter of fact, people, I have a couple of Justin Fields stats that I had to pull up just because I was like, did I really win this trade? And like, I'm not going to tell you who I got at the end until I state my case first, because I really think people will be quick to judge. They're going to be like, why did you get rid of Justin Fields? Well, let me tell you why. Justin Fields has only thrown for 4 touchdowns in each of his last 2 games. That's the first time in his entire career where he's thrown for 4 touchdowns ever, okay? Or at least in the NFL. So these past 2 games, anomaly, right? This is exactly why I get trade bait just like this guy. Now, Fields has only thrown for over 300 yards once in his career. One time he's thrown for over 300 yards. He didn't even throw for over 300 yards in this last game where he had 4 touchdown passes. That's point number 2. Fields has only rushed for over 100 yards 4 times in his career. To put it in perspective, I did this stat with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, although a longer career, has had, I think, 13 over 100-yard rushing games. Mm-hmm. So I am not fucking concerned at all that I, out of this trade, got Nico Collins. Okay, now you may be wondering, why get a player second year? You know, he had a big couple of first weeks, right? And I kind of like that CJ Stroud, Nico Collins combo. CJ Stroud hasn't thrown an interception yet.
Wow.
Has yet to throw an interception in his NFL career. It's bound to happen soon. I mean, he's also not throwing for multiple touchdowns in a game. However, I appreciate sticking it out with this rookie. By far the best rookie quarterback in this class. And I'll even take him over Anthony Richardson. Don't let the records fool you as far as team records. Look at them as individual players. CJ Stroud, way better than Justin Fields and Anthony Richardson. Did I win the trade? The final trade was Big Body Cisco got Justin Fields. I got Nico Collins of Houston Texans, the Houston Texans.
Of Houston Texans.
I think I won it. Nico Collins.
Fields got like 42 points today.
Correct,
fantasy.
Cameron, but did you not just hear everything I listed out before that? He is a fucking liability, okay? He plays for a dog shit team, and here's the real thing, right? He's lost. They were on a 14-game losing streak going into this game, okay? He's only thrown for over 300 yards once in his career. What the fuck happens? You're losing in every game. How do you not throw for over 300 yards at least 3-4 times in your career? I know it's tough, but you're always losing. So I don't get it. On to the next game in London. Oh, last thing. Commanders, run the fucking ball. Brian Robinson only had 6 carries for 10 yards. That is pitiful. Pitiful. If Sam Howell wasn't scrambling for his life to get an extra 4 carries, I would still be bringing up the stat that if you rush the ball less than 10 times in a fucking game, you're going to lose every single time. Even when you're losing, you do not need to chase the way some of these teams chase points. Control the clock. It's a constant theme we will see in this show. I bring up time of possession a couple of times later on for a couple of these games, but we're going to go across the pond. Jaguars defeat the Bills 25-20. This is a game that I had in Wager Wars. I took the Jags money line. It was the first time ever that a team had played back-to-back weeks in London.
Really?
First time ever.
Wow.
So, of course, they stayed in London. Because why? Why not? Right? And because they stayed in London, the Bills coming off a big game, I was like, they're going to slip. They're going to slip. Cameron, hit us with a couple of stats from this game.
So let's see. Josh Allen, he had a late 4th quarter rushing touchdown. And with that, he broke the tie for 3rd for most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. It's pretty impressive. He has 41.
So in front of him is Steve Young with 43 rushing touchdowns and Cam Newton with 75. So it's
he just blew everybody out of the water.
But it blows your mind that a guy like Lamar Jackson isn't in that list. But that was an injury year. You know, Lamar didn't have all those attempts to get as many rushing touchdowns as that. But that is a fucking wild stat They use his ass to punch it in the end zone a lot more than I remember, but they've never had a rushing game. It's him. So he's an anomaly. But the big thing that I think is the underlying, remember I said I was going to go over time of possession. The Jaguars absolutely dominated time of possession, winning it 38. The Jaguars had the ball for 38 minutes, 12 seconds. The Bills had the ball for 21 minutes, 48 seconds. You're talking about the Bills literally had the ball for a quarter in less than half of a quarter, and the Jaguars had the ball for 3 quarters.
Well, it's impressive.
Fucking super impressive. Super impressive. Or over 2.5 quarters. Just the way that they controlled the clock, it's the way to beat the Bills is just keep Josh Allen and that explosive offense on the sideline. And it's something that the Jaguars, I didn't really think had in them until Travis Etienne just popped off. I mean, him and his brother are going to be a fucking serious problem in the NFL for a long time coming. They're the next wave of pay this running back absurd amount of money because he's worth it. Promise. I promise. Moving on to the next game. Dolphins defeat the Giants 31-16. Holy shit, the Giants suck. The Giants just, they could quite possibly be the worst team in the NFL right now. And they're the biggest flop. In the NFL preview show that I did with Nick Deas from the Veterans Minimum podcast, make sure you watch that tomorrow night, 4:30 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I, on the NFL preview show, picked the Giants to win that division.
Damn.
To beat the Cowboys, to beat the Eagles. I don't know if I would, like, in my head, I was like, they're going to play tough. Like, I thought Saquon and Danny Dimes had something. They had Darren Waller brought in, but this is a team that it just seems like they've, lost faith in the coaching. It does not seem like that fiery Giants team that we were watching last year and we were excited about because it was new. It was like the Giants revitalized. However, the Dolphins are just that fucking good. Like they will expose bad teams. And the number one person that I thought at the beginning of the year, and this is going to be something that we have to monitor. I'm like, this could be the season where a person who isn't a quarterback wins the MVP award. If it is anybody, I think Tyreek Hill has got a really good case right now. And I also think that Christian McCaffrey have an amazing case at possibly being the first non-quarterback winners of that award in a while. Tyreek Hill is just ridiculous. He is just so fast. Like, I mean, I don't know who in their right mind would not play the Dolphins as like a prevent cover defense all the time. There was multiple times where Tyreek Hill was left one-on-one. And when you see that, you're just like, you're not better. It's just like how we're not better than the records between the Ravens and the Steelers and the underdog record thing right there. We're not better than that. Teams should not be better than to put their fucking cornerback one-on-one versus Tyreek Hill. You got to be better than that.
Yeah.
You got to. That was it. I did have a joke here. Daniel Jones, he got hurt in the fourth quarter. Tyrod Taylor came in and legitimately almost had better stats than Daniel Jones did the entire game. The fact that Daniel Jones got his contract is more impressive as just an overall team than OJ getting off of murder. How Daniel Jones convinced the Giants to pay him just hundreds of millions of dollars. It's crazy. It's crazy what, just playing good for a season does. It's like a snake oil salesman. He's a completely different player. Completely different. Like the money changed him. The money definitely changed him. On to the next game. This was a fucking rout, all right? This was a rout, Cameron. Our fucking boys, the Lions, they're playing.
So good.
Oh my God. I'm excited for your father, first off. Because he's a diehard Lions fan, born in Detroit. or born in Michigan. He wasn't born in Detroit.
Close to.
Close to.
You round in the
So
area.
he's just seen dog shit his whole life. And look, even the Red Bull can I have right now is Lions colors. It's just a sign.
It's a Honolulu blue.
It's just the signs. By the way, that Juneberry Red Bull.
It is good.
Amazing.
It is delicious.
Amazing. Lions grape the Panthers 42-24. It was, and they didn't even have their best player. No better time to sit Amon-Ra St. Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry. Okay. It was a planned rest. All right. If you're not feeling 100%, no better week to take off than the weak ass Panthers. Panthers drop to 0-5. Wow.
It's not good.
Tough
Are they the only
slating.
0-5 team right now?
No. I think I'm blanking right
I
now.
don't know.
I'm blanking.
Either way, not good. Not good.
See, the Vikings got a win last week. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Cardinals?
No. Bad podcasting. This is bad podcasting. Okay. Detroit has scored at least 27 points in consecutive first halves for the first time in franchise history.
Is that crazy?
So 27 points in the first half from last game. 27 points from the first half in this game. First time they've ever done that.
That's insane.
4
they're an
touchdowns.
old team. Aren't they an old team?
Yeah. But I'm going to be honest.
A lot of points.
That is a shit ton of points. You're scoring.
See, they're a high scoring team, I feel like.
Now, back in the day, like
Last year,
the
too.
Lions were like, you were slating the Lions to fucking just be barely scoring 14 points.
Damn.
Yeah.
Good for them.
No, it's a
comeback
glow
story.
up. It's a glow up without any plastic surgery. The Lions did it with hard work and grit. Okay. David Montgomery, 109 yards, became the first Lion to run for 100-plus yards and score 2 straight games since Kevin Jones in 2004.
It's been a minute. That's
like I
almost
said,
20
Jahmyr
years.
Gibbs is learning behind a fucking workhorse right now. David Montgomery, if we're going to look at who really won in some trades, DJ Moore from the Bears. I didn't bring him up in that first game because, first off, the fantasy story was way better. Second off, DJ Moore has been non-existent for 4 weeks, and you want me to fucking spend time on him? No, I'd way rather spend time on telling you that Amon-Ra St. Brown is doing amazing. He's going to be extremely healthy than to waste my time on a fucking has-been wide receiver that's struggling with a bad team. Off of that. Off of the team that will win the Super Bowl. And it's crazy to say that. Lions have a great record. They have the possibility of going 9-1 with this weak-ass slate of games they got coming up. 49ers undefeated. Eagles undefeated. The 3 teams in the NFC that are like pretty much dominant powerhouses. Oh, hold on. Woo! 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 Falcons! Whoa! Falcons defeat the Texans 21-19. Let me tell you, I did not deep dive into this stat. I would imagine there's been very few games in NFL history that had 0 sacks, where the offensive lines are just playing super duper good. However, 0 sacks in this game. 0 sacks on either side. CJ Stroud has yet to throw an interception. I said that earlier. He's the rookie quarterback that every team in the last 2 years has wanted. All right? Even Brock if you put CJ Stroud on the 49ers, I think similar things are happening. We've had this discussion before, and we'll talk about Brock Purdy at the end. But Bijan Robinson, okay? Last week, I go on the rant, Cameron. What was I going on a rant about? I was going on a rant about Bijan Robinson making more millions this year than his own age. $22 million. He's 21 years old and leading the franchise on your shoulders. That statement is said. The following week, Tyler Algier gets more carries than him in this game, and the Falcons win. Okay? You got to take some of the weight off of this fucking young kid's shoulders. You can't be like, I know you want to make him like your ultimate workhorse, But when you got a two-headed monster, it works in the NFL, especially at the running back position. Tyler Algier, 17 carries for 42 yards. Bijan Robinson, 14 carries for 46 yards. That's a perfect split load right there, okay? And I know how homosexual that sounds, but I guess if you're having a menage a trois, and you had the two girls down there, if you were to be a good gentleman, split loads. You split loads all over their faces. Woo! On to the next game. Saints defeating the Patriots 34-0. I don't need to spend too much time on this game because, man, the Patriots are fucking so bad. They're just... Mac Jones looked horrible, and there is going to be a little bit of investigative journalism on us putting in defensive player to score a touchdown first for the remainder of this year. This has been the 7th first touchdown scored by a defense this year. So think about it, okay? And they're high odds. If you're only putting $10 down on this, there's a possibility that since it's hit 7 times, you would definitely, at least this year if you did it, you'd be in the positive right now. Saints, first touchdown, Tyrann Mathieu. Interception, pick 6. Damn. When that hits and then Nick Days texts me, I'm like, damn, something we're going to do a little investigative journalism on. There's one thing that I wanted to investigate in this game, though, is because although their team is shit, their system is royalty. I do not put it past Bill Belichick being the greatest NFL coach of all time. That even if he's had down years going into his later half and you think it was because of Brady, you got to think about the type of general that it takes to wrangle a team like that and to make them hungry year in and year out. Just because they're losing in like historically bad fashions does not mean that the system isn't a good system. So when the Saints defeat Bill Belichick and they fucking not only beat him, but they shut him out, it makes George go in stat check. How many times has Bill Belichick been shut out in his career? When I did the stats, I looked since 2002 with the Patriots, at least with the Patriots. He's been shut out 4 times. 1 in 2003, 1 in 2006, 1 in 2016, and then this year. But this was the first time it was ever done by a team that was not in their division. Oh. So the Bills had shut him out 3 times, or twice out of those 4 times. They shut out the Dolphins, or the Dolphins shut him out another time, and then the Saints did it today. It puts us in like a pretty rarefied air as far as like beating Bill Belichick, but not only beating him, and I didn't even check this out. This could have been the first time it was done at home. I don't even know if the other ones were like he was playing away. That's the second part of this that I need to look up. But if it was the first time that's ever been done in Foxborough, the seat is hot. The seat is hot for Bellicheck, but that just goes to show you the NFL is a you win for me right now business or you get the fuck out of my office. God damn it. We want winners.
Poor Bill.
Poor Bill. I know. Greatest coach of all time. But if you're not winning for me now, get the fuck out. Get out. On to the next game. Colts defeat the Titans 23-16. This is one when I saw in the morning. Last year, Cameron, when I would see this game to put a bet in, I would be terrified. Like, seriously. I'm like, really? These are 2 teams that I'm like, ugh. I just can't pick a side. Like, I'm not feeling it. Today, with overwhelming confidence, I picked the Colts, and I had no worries. I was like, this is a game in which the Titans lay down. They aren't as productive. They came off a fucking huge statement win the week before. They get lackadaisical, and exactly that happened. The Colts look good. Do you have any stats from this game?
Yes. So Zach Moss ran for a career best of 165 yards. 2 touchdowns.
God damn.
Go for him.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor who? Jonathan Taylor who? There was one more thing from this game. Hit that one.
Okay, yeah. Colts, they finally broke a 7 home game losing streak. It's a lot of games. And they beat the Titans for the first time in 6 matchups. So it was good. That's good for them. Look.
Wow. And I start the show off with don't go against the streaks.
Yeah, see, that's when you said it, I was like, I feel I was looking at something that went against it. There you go.
Wow.
Titans and Colts.
See, but when you don't know it, it happens. I don't know.
There's always going to be that occurrence that goes against the grain.
Yeah. But okay. One is like an occurrence that goes against the grain in the betting sense. This is an occurrence that goes against the grain in that you just can't lose 7 in a row at home. Like, you just can't. And once you do lose 7 in a row at home, which they were on a 7-game losing streak, you definitely don't want to lose 8, you know? And so it's more of like a personal pride thing as opposed to, hey, the money is just, it's better placed in the underdog's hand. And this one, like I said, I had no worries this morning putting this bet in.
See, this was a game I went back and forth on. I ended up going with the over, which didn't hit. Yeah. That and the Ravens, I think, was the 2 things in my morning parlay. But I was going back and forth. I was like, Titans or Colts? I just went with the over. That's what I used to do.
Yeah, no, it's tough to bet unders in this league. It really is.
And then the one under I bet tonight, or for the afternoon game, the Bengals.
Oh my God, we'll touch on them here in a second. Here,
they went over at the beginning of the third quarter, I think.
Chiefs Vikings is the next game on this docket. Chiefs win 27-20. This is a game where, God damn it, man, the dogs, and like there was a piece of me that was like, this is the game where Kirk Cousins, fucking shows out and he just dominates. And it's like the Vikings put up 35 points and the Chiefs are more in a situation of like Patrick Mahomes has to make a really good play, which typically when they're on the road tends to not happen. Like Patrick Mahomes at home, big plays fucking activated all game. On the road, I feel like it's a step back a little bit. But this is one that I took the Vikings +3, and I was like, I don't like this at all. And I did it anyways because sometimes the bet that you don't like is the bet that you got to go with. Because
I learned that on Barstool Sports Advisors.
You got to sometimes. The Vikings this year are 0-3 at home.
Ooh.
Okay, so this goes into my like, it's a personal pride thing. The people in Minnesota right now, they got the Twins playing in the ALDS against the Astros. All right. But if the Twins don't get it done, you're looking at a city of Minnesota that's like kind of in despair. The Timberwolves, year in, year out, dog shit.
Damn.
The Twins, they're going to go to the ALDS, get bounced by the Astros. The Vikings, an entire Netflix documentary is made about your quarterback being a bitch.
He's a good, wholesome man.
Yeah, no, I know. I meant like a bitch in the sense that like when he gets hit, he's like, ow. Yeah. NFL sucks. It hurts. Mm-hmm. And you got to know when you're mic'd up and you got to know when to fucking, that really hurts. Not sound like a little girl who's got the wind knocked out of her. This is the slate for the Vikings coming up at home, and it's not easy. Okay. You got the 49ers at home. Yikes. You got the Saints at home, which you may be thinking, this one might be one that... No, they're not going to fucking win that. The Saints are back, baby. The Saints are 13-4 team. You best fucking put it down right now. Believe it. It's going to happen. They got the Saints, and then they finally get the Bears on Thanksgiving. So think about it. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, you can go to 5 home games this year. You paid good money, okay, for season tickets. Your 6th home game is Thanksgiving. You haven't won yet. You're playing the Bears. Give me the fucking Bears. Give me the fucking Bears. They're going 0-6. Give me the Bears. And then I don't know what's after that. They'll probably win the next one after that. Next game. There was something I wanted to bring up about this game. The big storyline behind the Chiefs for the past 2 weeks. You're glad I spared you. I know nobody wants to hear about it anymore. I wrote it in there. I don't even want to hear it myself. Travis Kelce had a good game. That's what I'll say. Travis Kelce had a good game. On to the next game. Jets defeat the Broncos 31-21. The game of Sean Payton calling Nathaniel Hackett a slouch, a bad coach. He did the worst out of any NFL head coach with an organization in the history of the NFL. And he got his fucking ass kicked.
Yeah. Poetic justice.
At home. This game was so fucking personal for the Jets and the Broncos, a fleeting team, a team that, you know, they saw the winning column once and they just didn't know what to do with themselves. Wait, have the Broncos won a game this year?
Ooh, maybe they're the other team.
Are they the other one? I just said they found the win column once. The fact that we're having to look this up, it's because they're just such a bad team, you know? You think
they're 1-4.
See, yep, they found the win column once, and it was last week.
Yeah, they beat the Bears.
They beat the Bears. Mm-hmm. Remember in the toilet bowl last week. But then the Bears get out of the toilet this week. But anyways, this is a game where Russell Wilson just, when he has been getting sacked lately, it looks like defensive linemen are like really trying to fucking bury this kid. They're tired of hearing that Russell Wilson's a good guy. He does this and this and this for his community. He's Mr. Unlimited, you know. And Sean Payton, at the end of the game, when Russell Wilson fumbles the ball for a touchdown, which, by the way, it never was in question. The Jets were underdogs here. The Jets were an underdog that I took pretty confidently. Mm-hmm. I took them with the points. Sean Payton laid into Russell Wilson. Like, the fuck are you doing? Like, you got to be better with the football this late into the game. You fumble it here. It really, like, it wasn't a play that, you know, if he holds on to that ball, you know, maybe the Broncos live to fight another down, but comes down to like another Hail Mary, and they weren't able to convert on it. And even though Russell Wilson did get it there from like 60 yards, pretty impressive. This game, it's two teams that nobody's going to care about the rest of the year. Like, the Broncos played the Bears and the Jets, and then legitimately for the rest of the year, write the Broncos off. They will defeat a division opponent. Like, they'll beat the Raiders or they'll beat the Chargers, like, randomly. But they will probably get 50 points put on them by the Chiefs. Fucking pencil that in. Give me Chiefs 50 points when they play the Broncos. On to the next game. On to the next one. Eagles defeat the Rams 23-14. Cooper Kupp's big return. It was not big enough. It fell a little short because he is short. But it looked good. It looked good to see him running all the routes that Puka Nacua was running for the first 5 weeks or 4 weeks. I was like, oh, yeah, it does look better when Cooper Kupp does this. You know, it like Puka Nacua definitely has like this default character setting. His attributes will increase as he gets better. But they definitely, I mean, they still utilize Puka. He scored a touchdown today. But it just wasn't enough. This Eagles team is a buzzsaw. They control the clock better than any fucking team in the league right now. And they proved it in the Super Bowl when they ran the tush push, in my opinion, one too many times. People are calling it the brotherly shove. Weak. I do not like the brotherly shove. Can we call it what it is?
The brotherly shove.
Can we really call it what it is? Put your hand on my ass, bro, and push me forward. Ass on my hand, bro, push me forward. That's what we got to call it. Not tush push.
I like tush push. It's cute.
Hand on my ass, bro.
Slap ass.
Cameron, yes. Fucking call it. They're running slap ass. Slap ass. Can you imagine, like, Blue 42? Is that hot? Slap. Everyone smacks each other's butts and pushes simultaneously. Great call on that. Great call on calling it slap ass. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not brotherly shove, not tush push. It's called slap ass. They ran slap ass really well today, by the way. They ran slap ass up and down the field, controlling the clock. better than any team in the NFL, like I said. Jalen Hurts, 25 for 38, 303 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. But overall, just such good control of the team. Everybody just feels safe and confident in Jalen Hurts right now. I can't say the same about the Ravens. Like they're confident in Lamar Jackson to do some cool shit, but they aren't like confident in him as like okay, we're playing to get a lead. Like the Ravens do a good job of like popping out to a lead early, but they're not like, oh, let's keep accumulating to this. They kind of like pull off the reins. With Jalen Hurts, it's like a fucking steady train that's just like, we're going to keep scoring and keep scoring and keep scoring. Very similar to the 49ers, very similar to the Lions.
Yeah. Puka
Nacua, though, he finished with 7 catches for a career low 71 yards.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. A career low of 71 yards. Ask Kyle Pitts how he feels, man. Kyle Pitts. Jeez. Kyle Pitts' career low is probably like 2 yards.
Oh, no.
And he was like drafted first overall from Florida. I mean, hey, hold on. Yeah. Playing for these boys right here. Playing for Rise Up.
Ooh.
Fucking. I keep throwing that flag from one side to the other. I don't give a shit about the Falcons. That's it. On to the Bengals versus the Cardinals. This is a game where I'll eat it. I'll eat the shit. All week I was like, pick the Cardinals in this spot. The Bengals, Joe Burrow is hurt. Jamar Chase, conflict in the locker room. I'm always fucking open. Excuse my profanity. I thought it just, I knew they were going to come out and they would have at least 1 touchdown. I did not know Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow would connect for 3 touchdowns. That's the piece that I was not accounting for. I thought the comeback would be gradual, but no. They said, no, I love you, bro. Can you imagine the bro hug they did? Like after, okay, Jamar Chase says, I'm always fucking open. Joe Burrow reads a headline, comes up to Jamar Chase. I know you're always open, bro.
Man, I'm trying.
You know I'm always open, bro. I know you're always open, bro. I'm always open, bro. I know you're always open, bro. You just give me, bro. Yeah, something like that.
And then 3 touchdowns.
And then 3 touchdowns happen. 3 touchdowns happen, and wow. Not expecting that. Was not expecting that, God damn it. The Cardinals, though, are good, guys. Don't write off the Cardinals. Here's the thing, Cameron, and I didn't put this in here. I will just go on the computer right now and look this up. Because Nick Dace was leading me on at the beginning of the season, teaching me about the schedules. Like, hey, this is how the schedules are formed. There's like different tiers. When you're a bad team, you get like kind of like a worse schedule for your non-conference games and everything. And then I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, the Cardinals were dog shit last year. And they've played the Cowboys and then they played the Bengals. I'm like, how is this even possible? So I want to see how screwed the Arizona Cardinals got on their schedule. The Saints, amazing schedule. The Lions, amazing schedule. Very easy. But when I'm looking here at the Cardinals, they just have been going through a buzzsaw in the first couple. Commanders, Giants, I get it. Then they went Cowboys, Niners, Bengals, Rams, Seahawks, Ravens, Browns. Whew. And they play the Eagles at the end of the year. Holy shit.
Damn.
And I know the 49ers are in division, so like I don't fucking, but Cowboys aren't in division, Bengals aren't in division. Eagles aren't in division. Just tough. They're having to go through that NFC East the fucking gauntlet. Except for the Giants. The Giants, shit team. They lost to that team. The Cardinals lost to the Giants. Crazy. But the Cardinals beat the Cowboys, which means, and then the 49ers beat the Cowboys, which means the Giants are the Super Bowl champs. Stay tuned for me to make a meme flowchart of one of these bad teams winning. On to the final game. Cameron, we made money on it tonight.
Ooh,
we both
finally.
took
We see green.
We both took the 49ers to defeat the Cowboys, and I think the final score was something like
44-10.
It was 42 to 10. We took the 49ers minus 3.5 and the over, and they both hit. And the Jazz won, and that hit. And I got money in my account, motherfucker.
We can play another day.
We live to play another day. That's what's important. We chased, we won. Last weekend, we chased, and Patrick Mahomes slid in bounds, and he made me. If I was to calculate this, based on how much I get paid on TikTok, Cameron, me ranting about Patrick Mahomes' slide made me more money than I won on the parlay. That's pretty funny, isn't it?
Oh, that's ironic.
That's super ironic.
That's funny.
That's like, and it led me to chasing tonight. So this is a classic case of the Cowboys just need everything to go right for them to fucking win. And in this situation, they had no big turnovers and they had no big momentum shifting plays. And the 49ers just methodically moved it down with all of their army pieces. I, on a show last week, was talking about, you know what? I think the 49ers are good. However, I need to see them put up 40 points. I vividly remember saying this. I will go back and find it and see if I can put a clip together of it. Because they did exactly that. I was like, the 49ers are good, but like if they are this team is for sure going to win the fucking Super Bowl, there's going to be weeks where I want to see them put up 45 points. Like with ease. I want to see it. And they had been putting up 30 points every week, and I was like thinking about it, and I was like, that was a pretty stupid statement. Like they're dominating every single week. Like could they really like they can win every game putting up 35 to 38 points. And I'm asking them to put up 40. Like I'm stupid. They put up 42 against a team that everyone's like, there ain't no way. Defense. Yeah. Cowboys defense. Yeah. I'm super happy we won.
Yeah.
Super happy. Cameron, we have Monday Night Football here in the great state of Nevada, in the phenomenal city of Las Vegas, in the Death Star.
Ooh.
There's something that, one of your coworkers told you about that I want you to tell the people so we can laugh about it.
So my coworker's husband, he's in the Air Force. He's doing the flyover at Allegiant Stadium for the Monday night game. Pretty cool. George is bringing up a good point though. I forgot. When she told me, I was like,
yeah. No, if you're thinking about it at home too, it's like flyover for a domed game. Like this is all the players are inside. Can't see the top because a roof, dome-like environment.
You can see the screen.
Flyover right over that. Yeah. They're gonna have like. But think about this. You could honestly just play fighter jet noises and just show a flyover.
Got him. They'd have no idea.
Got him. Yeah. Saving us
so much fuel.
People think about it. And like, I'm pro-military. Like, let's go America. But let's just spend our money a little bit better. Spend our resource a little bit better. I mean, I get hyped. Maybe what would make me super? Oh, there's like the opening, right? Where you can see the strip. Mm-hmm. Let's get a paraglider to fucking fly in there. Really precision like.
With an American flag.
Talk about like that's a flyover I want. Something that I can visibly see. As
should
opposed
just have
to
why did they not make it a retractable roof? I feel all stadiums should be a dome with a retractable roof.
Not only that, but you just figure that little open window slit would be a little bigger.
Something.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
so we have a Monday night game here tomorrow night.
Let's go. Ooh.
Raiders playing the Packers. Jordan Love coming off a couple of really, 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 really bad games. The Raiders looking to win a city back. People think people are writing off the Raiders in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is very much so, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't win, nobody gives a fuck about you town. There's no, I am vested, hard love. No, Vegas is like the definition of a bandwagon city. When the Knights were winning last year, everybody and their mom was like, let's go Knights. Obviously we made it to the World Stanley Cup the first year. Those 5 years in between, nobody gave a fuck. Like, legitimately. Like, oh, Knights are playing tonight. But it wasn't like we're proud about it, or at least the majority weren't. Same thing with the Raiders. And if our women's basketball team was not winning titles and was bad, whew, there is plenty of other cool shit to see in Las Vegas on any day of the week.
Than a losing team.
Than a losing fucking team. It's a win for me now city. With that being said, the Raiders have a huge task because it's going to be a Packers home game. There is so many fucking Packer fans that will be at Big Dog's Brewery tomorrow, as well as at the stadium. Big Dog's is going to be popping tomorrow. Popping.
Cheese curds for everyone.
Cheese curds. Can you imagine buying cheese curds for the entire Big Dog's Brewery?
on a Packers game night?
I'll need a credit card for that one. Cameron, let the people know where they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me at Cameron Lee 97 on Instagram. Cameron Lee 97.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another week. Another fun week of NFL knowledge. Okay, you learned a little something. Hopefully you can take that little something you learned and you turn it into a cool conversation on Monday or Tuesday with your friends at the office. That's all I'm looking for here. I'm looking for people to learn a little bit, okay? Tonight we chased and we won. So chasing, not all chasing's bad. And that's it. That's it. The Saints, I don't want to get too high on them yet, but let me tell you something. 4 teams in NFL history have shut out the greatest coach of all time. Saints are one of them.
Let's go.
Play us out of this, Cameron.